This is going to be so hard today. There's some good choices in here. So good morning. So it's episode 7 now of the Ultimate Fitness Fragrance videos. This is the hardest one by far. So this is kind of the last sort of fragrances I have. I've got one more sort of one to do before the Ultimate Final, where I'm going to look at the M&S ones. But looking at the ones today, this is undoubtedly the hardest to pick. There are some top fragrances in here. I love some of these. They're real favourites of mine. And yeah, whatever one wins today. Normally I have an idea in mind of which one's going to win. Today I've got no idea what's going to win. It's super hot outside. It's going to get up to 26 Celsius. So yeah, going to do a couple of different things again today. And yeah, just ultimately see which one makes it to the final of the sort of ultimate fitness fragrance. The one that I'm going to use for everything. Work, gym, walking, running, whatever. One that can do it all. So we're going to start though today with the spray off. But let me introduce the sprays that I've got for today. So apologies as well, I might butcher some of these names because I don't know how to pronounce them. I'm not going to look it up. I don't look at things like note profiles and stuff. If I like it, I like it. If I kind of tell what the note is, I'll mention it. But ultimately, I'll just sort of, just be as honest as I can be. First one is MAISON TAHITE. This one is called Vanille, and this is basically like a sun cream scent. It's strong vanilla, but there's these marine notes in it. It just smells like you've basically put sun cream on and you've gone in the sea. Really nice. Very sweet, actually. It's quite sweet, but there is that sort of freshness coming through from those marine notes. We've got Hermes GIVREE. This is lovely. This smells like you've gone into a greenhouse of tomatoes. That is what it smells like to me. If anyone smelt that, I wonder if you agree, because not many people mention that from what I've looked on before online. We've then got another Hermes, which is Eau de Rhubarbe ECARLATE, I believe you pronounce it as. I think this is an eau de cologne, but this is lovely. It's like a really strong rhubarb note. Not many fragrances I think do rhubarb. Really like this one. Quite fruity, very fruity actually. Then I've got this huge 300ml bottle, which you won't be able to tell from the picture. 300ml. This is Granado, Limau, Tahite, Neroli, something like that. Basically, it's Neroli. It just smells like a really nice, simple Neroli. It's eau de cologne, this one. Not the strongest, but the smell is so natural. Love it. Absolutely love it. Got a couple of cheaper ones as well. Arabic fragrances. These are not built for summer, but I wanted to put them in because they're great fragrances in their own right, and I didn't want to leave them out. So this one's RAGHBA Wood Intense. Burnt caramel. Love it. Absolutely love it. The other Arabic one I've got, RASASI DAAREJ. I don't even really know what that is. I believe it's cardamom that's the strong note in that, but it's very sweet. Quite cloying, that one, but I do really like it. It's very unique. I don't know anything else that smells like it. My absolute favourite fragrance, BARAONDA, NASOMATTO BARAONDA. Boozy, just whiskey smell, delicious. Honestly, you could dress that up any day. This was my go-to scent if I was ever trying to impress. And then the last one, I also had a clone of this as well the other day, just the original TERRE. My most complimented fragrance. It's like this dirty orange smell. It's lovely, really nice. I think that can work in all seasons, but ultimately it's not about all seasons, it's about what works for me today. So what I'm going to do, I'll do the spray off now, and we'll see which one is the ultimate winner for the first part. Okay, so I'm just going to pick these at random today. So the first two that are going to come up against each other are the two that are going to come up against each other on my run. Eau de GIVREE against MAISON TAHITE, Vanille. So I'm going to give them a spray. Vanille's won that. That's really good. Wow, fantastic. So RAGHBA Wood Intense now against Vanille. I'm going to let the air clear. Okay, the air is clear. I can't smell anything now. I've got the wind blowing in, so it's great. It's just pushing it all to the side. Ready? 3, 2, 1. RAGHBA Wood Intense, that sweeter fragrance, that sort of more wintry one, has definitely won that one. Right, let's put it up against its other Arabic or Middle Eastern fragrance, RASASI DAAREJ. Oh, that is strong. Right, I'm going to move forward. Yeah, I can't smell it here. 3, 2, 1. DAAREJ has kicked through. Wow, that's impressive. I didn't expect that. Right, okay. Now it's going up against the rhubarb fragrance from Hermes, Rhubarbe ECARLATE. I'm having to stand back this time to clear the air. 3, 2, 1. That's pulled through. Wow, I am really surprised which ones are winning this. I don't think this one stands a chance against this one. Right, So it's the Neroli against the Rhubarbe. 3, 2, 1. Easily the Rhubarbe. Easily the Rhubarbe. Right, we're now going to go BARAONDA against Rhubarbe ECARLATE. 3. Now this is an X straight, I believe. X straight to Parham, so this one should be strong. Air is clear. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's pulled through. Right, okay, so third Hermes original against NASOMATTO BARAONDA. That is strong. I like it. Right, standing back for this. So again, I just get, yeah, there's no other smell. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Look at the difference in bottle size as well. Look at that. 200 ml, 175 ml, 30 ml. I'll tell you what, it's that one. The original TERRE Hermes has just pulled through in that final round. So the ultimate spray off so far, that one. That being said, that is really sticking. That one's like your initial blast. This one is just sticking in the air, and that's because it's a much more concentrated version. So yeah, I'm going to say that's the strongest overall, but that did win the spray off. That's the one I could smell in the air as that blast of fragrance came down. Right, what else am I going to judge them all by today? There's one other game I'm going to do. So as you normally see, I tend to spray my clothes a lot because it just sticks on them longer, it lasts a bit longer. But of course today is so warm, I don't really want to be sort of wearing too many layers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've got a towel in my hand. Now down the end of the garden we've got some decking, and it gets very hot down there. It gets up to 40 Celsius by lunchtime. Now I've got this very stripy towel, and what I want to do is I'm going to spray each fragrance on a stripe. And I want to see later on, when I've done all my exercise and stuff, I'll come home after lunch, I want to see which one smells the strongest. So I'm going to do them in an order, and then later on I'm just going to smell the towel where I've sprayed them and just see which one lasts the longest. Is it going to be that BARAONDA that's the strongest, or those ones that have those really strong initial blasts? Are they going to really hold on with this heat? Let's find out. Let's start spraying. Vanille is going to go on the first layer here, so we're going to spray it in the middle so I can remember where I've sprayed it. So we've done 10 of that. We're then going to do GIVREE. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put BARAONDA on that last bit there. Okay, so the towel is all sprayed. What 4 fragrances are going to come on my run this morning? These are going to be really tough to pick from, I have to say. But the first round we're going to do Vanille, so MAISON TAHITE, against GIVREE, TERRE Hermes GIVREE. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have that one. Just smells like I've got sun cream on. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the GIVREE. They're both kicking up already. And then we're going to do the GRANADO one, so the Neroli fragrance. Just give that an extra spray. This didn't come out very well. And that's going to go up against the other Hermes, RHUBARBE ECARLATE, which is the really nice fruity rhubarb smell. Wow, might even get a compliment today. These are good. Anyway, let's get the towel outside, let's get running and see how they perform. Just put a chair on top of it just in case it blows away. I think it should be fine. It's a little bit windy, but it's not. I spoke too soon. Right, take 2. I've weighted it down on the end, which the direction of the wind's blowing, so it should be okay now, but I'm going to probably put another chair on that end just in case. Be interesting to see what's the strongest. DAAREJ seems to be really kicking up on there at the minute, so yeah, once the sun comes on this, it'll, yeah, I'm sure it'll be nice. You wouldn't have believed it with all the blue sky behind me, but we did have a bit of rain a minute ago. I was worried it was a seagull trying to put on my head because they're all sort of in that season at the moment where they're very protective of their young and they don't like runners. Anyway, so this is Vanille, car behind me now, Vanille against GIVREE. I can already smell them without smelling my arm, but let's smell my arm.
Right, I'd probably say Vanille by MAISON TAHITE is stronger, but you can definitely smell them both. They're still both really strong. And there's GIVREE. It's still pretty strong, and I have to say I wore it on to bed last night. It does cling to your clothes really well. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give this one GIVREE, the Hermes fragrance. I just think I really like Vanille, and I love vanilla. Vanilla is one of my favourite notes. But I'll be honest with you, if I wanted to wear it in this sort of weather, which it is more a summery fragrance, I'd just get a little bit sick of that vanilla smell after a while. If it was kind of more those marine notes that was the more dominant sort of scent over the vanilla, I think it'd be nicer. That vanilla is quite cloying after a while. I just wish there was a bit more oomph with those sort of fresher notes. As GIVREE, I say it's like a greenhouse. It's this really nice citrus smell, and I don't think I could ever get bored of that. It's one of those ones as well where, you know, it's more suited as well compared to Vanille. It's more suited to those evenings as well, those summer evenings, and certainly again while exercising I prefer that smell. But two great fragrances. Yeah, GIVREE is the winner for me. Again, they're not cheap, but I think you get what you pay for. This one is more available online as well for better prices, so yeah, I'd go for that one. Right, so the Granado Neroli against the other Hermes, which is the Rhubarbe ECARLATE. Okay, I'm really surprised. I thought the Rhubarbe one, being a fruitier scent, would smell stronger than the Neroli one, because on clothes, and I know from that initial blast, it's definitely stronger than that Neroli scent. But the Neroli's performing better. Ooh. I can smell them both, and for that reason, I'm still going to give it to the Rhubarbe one. Now, I'll be honest, they both smell brilliant. They're both very natural scents, but the uniqueness of the Rhubarbe and the fruitiness, the fact I think they both could be unisex absolutely fine. But I just think if someone catches it, you're going to stand out more. And I've obviously got Agua de Palma Resenda in my line, and that Neroli scent is brilliant. I just know that Granado Neroli doesn't really kick any sort of strength at all. It's very much skin scent, and it does that very well. Yeah, I'm just going to go for just for its uniqueness, I'm going to go for Rhubarbe ECARLATE. It's a brilliant fragrance. Never smelled anything like it. That Neroli one, if you know the scent of Neroli, that's all it is. It's very safe, very simple, great for a hot day. But yeah, I would like it just a little bit more, maybe a bit of lime or something kicking in with it. So for that reason, the Rhubarbe.
These next ones are a little bit darker. They're not really gin scents, but I just, again, for anyone that likes their fragrances, I just kind of want to tell you about these other great fragrances that are out there as well, because they are really good. It'll just be interesting to see how they perform today, because it is a very warm day. So we're going to put the sort of Middle Eastern ones up against each other. So RASASI DAAREJ is going to go up first. So I'm going to put it on this arm. That's going to go up against RAGHBA Wood Intense. And as I said with this one, you know, if you've had like marshmallows by the fire and everyone throws their like big stick in the fire after, it's that burnt sugar smell. I love it. It is so nice, that one. You can tell it's, like I said, a bit of a Middle Eastern one, but it's really nice fragrance. And this is a really tough round. These two are fantastic fragrances. This is the sort of whiskey one, BARAONDA. So nice. And that's going to go up against Hermes, just the original.
Okay, so RASASI DAAREJ against RAGHBA Wood Intense. They are both strong performers. Under £20 for both, I have to say it's fantastic for the performance alone. However, I've got to give this one to RAGHBA Wood Intense. I think they're quite bold, a lot of the Middle Eastern pros. If you're not used to those scent profiles, they're very different. But I can see RHUBARBE with Intense being a real compliment gas, particularly in the winter as well. You know, if it's a cold day and you're outside, I'd love to catch that smell. You know, I'm catching it in the air now, actually, with that wind. It's just really nice, really pleasant. And I've had RHUBARBE before. I just think that one gets very cloying. And I always say this, if I get to the end of the bottle of the two, which one would I buy again straight away? And it'd definitely be RHUBARBE with Intense, that burnt sugar smell. You know, it kind of fits in with the sort of modern fragrances, those more sweet ones. It's not a gym fragrance, but it's one of those ones, if I was out for a run on a cold morning, I'd quite happily spray myself with that and keep getting that waft of caramel. I wouldn't mind that. For that reason, for the price, for sort of £15-16, that one's the first it's the Arabic fragrance or the Middle East fragrance that's going into my semi-finals. Okay, so quarter-final 4, and this is undoubtedly the hardest one I've ever had to pick from. So NASOMATTO BARAONDA, or the original Hermes. Now, I'm going to contradict myself here, because sometimes I'm saying, oh, these ones that are more mass-pleasing and ones that are more versatile are the ultimate winners. Now, I don't think there's a better fragrance I've ever had for compliments, for dressing up, dressing down, wearing the, you know, summer, winter, whatever, than Hermes. But I'm going to have to give the winner here to NASOMATTO BARAONDA. I've never smelled a more realistic whiskey smell. And again, it's not a gym fragrance, it's nothing like that. But if you catch it in the air, if I was out for a run on a cold morning and I catch a waft of it, it distracts me from all the aches and pains I have from my run. I've done it before. This one is a real statement scent. And the reason I haven't given it to Hermes is it's a very well-known fragrance. I had a compliment once on it in the gym, but the woman knew what it was and she loved it. She said, that's lovely. Is that Hermes? And I was like, yes, it is. And as much as it's great that people like it, for those of us that buy and spend a lot of money on sprays and have bought a lot, I want to be the person that doesn't have a scent that people know. I want to be a bit different because I feel like I know them more. And you can get so many clones of that one. And there'll be some great clones out there. I said, I've got a clone from the Esther. It's not as strong as the original, but the smell is exactly the same. And I don't think the Baronda one's anywhere near as good. So just for me, just for that realistic bougie note, which is one of my favourites, for its performance, because it's obviously higher concentration, yes, it's not as versatile, but I think if someone likes that, it is a real statement. It's going to be, it's going to be a lovely first sniff. I first smelled it in Harris Sniff, what's that for me? And again, yes, you don't get as much, but the performance is great because it's obviously a stronger concentration. I've got to go for Baronda, so that's my other semi-finalist.
So workout done, it's now the usual semi-finals shower test time. So, first one is going to be OG GIVREE against RHUBARBE ECARLATE. The second semi-final is your more darker fragrances, more wintry ones. Go Baronda against RAGHBA Wood Intense.
Okay, so semi-final one. So this is both Hermes fragrances. So it's OG GIVREE against RHUBARBE ECARLATE. To be honest, considering the RHUBARBE ECARLATE note cologne, it's pretty strong. That fruity note really does kick in. I think it just has one of those things where it's got quite a strong initial blast, and then it does little fade. But which one would I go for? So the one I'm going to put in the final is OG GIVREE. I don't hear many people mention this one, but as I said, I really like that sort of citrus scent. It smells like you're in a greenhouse, and it's quite a nice sort of, I think it's one that any age could wear. It's certainly not too old, it's certainly not really youthful either. And it's not quite as playful maybe as the RHUBARBE one. I just really like it. It's really fresh. So I really like that sort of citrus that kicks in, and it certainly lasts as well. I said people notice it all the time. I just wonder, because it's a flanker maybe of the original, it's not really that similar to the original in my opinion. People don't give it enough credit, but if you just look at it in its own right, it performs really well. It smells really fresh. You can dress it up, dress it down. You could pull it off in the winter. It's not as good as the original for the winter, but it's certainly got signature scent written all over it. And to be honest with you, I got it for about £75 for 175ml. If you can find it for that, I think it's worth it. You can't get the rhubarb one for that price at all. I think they do 90ml bottles for that, and it's around that sort of £70 to £90 mark. So if I had to pick one for that reason, I think over GIVREE. I prefer that citrus to fruity sort of summer scent. So yeah, it's into the final, but two great scents. Right, onto the sort of more wintry ones. Now, there's absolutely no comparison here in terms of quality. Baronda is clearly going to be a much better fragrance than RHUBARBE Intense, but obviously we've got to factor in price and, you know, the amount of fragrance you actually get. You only get 30ml in a Baronda fragrance compared to the RHUBARBE Intense, which is 100ml. So, of course, as you'd expect, higher concentration of fragrance being an extrait. Baronda's a lot stronger. I can smell them both. Is it worth that extra money? I want to say it's about £75 I paid again for mine, 30ml, whereas you can get £60 cheaper for 100ml of the RHUBARBE Intense. I think if you're watching this, and this is why I'm going to put it in the final, you obviously have an appreciation of fragrances. For that reason, Baronda, it's just this amazing smell. It sticks to your skin, sticks in the air. And I just think it's one of those ones, if someone likes it, they're going to really like it. One of those ones where people go, that is amazing, what is that? Whereas, as you'd expect, RHUBARBE Intense, people would go, that's nice, you smell really nice. But I don't think they'd go to that extra level of, that's really nice. And for me, it's just one of those ones you can certainly dress up. It's not a gym fragrance at all, by the way. But in a cold day, if I was out running, I said this earlier, I catch a waft of that. It's a really good distraction for me. That lovely smell will certainly make me forget about the aches and pains. And I've never sort of smelled such a natural boozy fragrance. And for that reason, it will last forever. Yes, it's 30ml, but you're not going to go through that quickly. It's strong enough to form in its own right. So for that reason, it's in the final. It's actually not that hot out here today, 22.5 Celsius. I think the hottest it was up here earlier was about 29. It's going to look incredibly weird, but I'm going to stiff my towel now sort of like this. So like a blind, like a shutter, and just see if I can smell any at all from obviously the weather. It's been really, really hot, so let's see if I can smell any. I've sprayed them all in the middle of the towel, so you won't see my face now. I'm just going to sniff them all. Okay, I'll do it this way. Are we ready? Okay, I could smell three. One was Sauvigny, the MAISON TAHITE one. Baronda, NASOMATTO Baronda, which again you'd expect. But the one I really could smell, and it was the strongest when I put it out there earlier on, was RASASI DAAREJ. I think for that reason, I'm going to give it to the... well, that's going to be my winner because it's the cheapest by a mile. It's super strong. I find it a little bit cloying for this weather, but in the winter, that's going to project. And it's really cheap. £15 probably you can get it for now. It's unique, it's quite bold, it's certainly not a traditional smell that you get in the UK or Europe in general. But try it. As I said, if you're into your fragrances, it's really good to try a variety of sprays, and that one is a very different one. So I'm going to give the towel test, RASASI DAAREJ, you won that one. Right, time to reveal though, the ultimate winner for today. Okay then, so which one out of these two is my winner today? Is it Hermes Eau GIVREE or is it NASOMATTO Baronda? Now this is tough because this is my favourite scent overall. I love this scent, they're really, really nice. But the one I'm going to give the overall victory to today is TERRE Hermes Eau GIVREE. There's a big reason for that. I find sweeter fragrances in general tend to be easier to make a bit more unique. It's very hard to make a sort of summer citrusy scent that's unique, and honestly, if you gave me 100 fragrances to smell, I would be able to tell you which one this is.
I'd be able to pick it out straight away because it is a unique scent. I don't know anything else that smells like it. I don't think it smells like the original. I don't think it makes the original redundant. I think you can both have them in your own right. And this will do everything. You can wear this, as I said, summer mornings, evenings. You can wear it in the winter. You can wear it as a signature scent. You certainly wear it at the gym, exercising, doing all those things I've done today. And it lasts. And again, a lot of summer scents don't. And I just wonder if it doesn't get enough appreciation because it's a flanker essentially of an original and people don't like the difference. But this one is a fantastic fragrance. I definitely recommend it. If you can get it online for £75 for a bottle this size, go for it. It's still pretty readily available. As I said, that's quite bold and it's not going to be for everyone. I think it's one of those, if you absolutely love it, well, if you do like the scent of it, you'll absolutely love it. It'll be more than just a like. But yeah, this one does everything, I think. It's a very worthy winner today. Anyway, still got one more to do. I've got a load of Marks and Spencer's fragrances, which I want to go through as well at some point as well. Some little ones as well, which would be a little bit easier to travel with as well. So yeah, we'll definitely go through them. And then once we've done that one, we'll go to the ultimate final. But this one is definitely a worthy one in that final. Hope you've enjoyed this one today. Catch you later.